It is a mistake to believe the tales that we tell ourselves of the initial memories of life. Life is partitioned, and only by living the first partition and surviving it alive, though seemingly dead, can one bring this to the forefront and say, life comes in two parts. A good God would not allow a life to be brought into this world. Unconscious, subconscious, not aware. No. And when you think back on it in history, those first few moments, and then the first few days, and the first few months, and surely once the walking started and the wandering, and you can't keep an eye on that kid anymore. Keep an eye on that kid. All that was part of one life. And then you have the conscious memory. You know, everybody can say, well, my first memory was, I remember we were in a 55 Chevy and we pulled up to the drive-in and a girl gave me a big milkshake, a big chocolate milkshake. I love chocolate milkshakes. But there was something before that. The good Lord is not going to let someone into this world. Let them wander around for a few years, from day 0 to, whenever, about 4. Not 4, not day 4, but year 4. And then, get struck down by doing something stupid, like, walking in front of a fucking bus or something, and swallowing a Lego, so one of those things. Not going to bring that soul back, that young soul back, and what? Suddenly you got a bunch of fucking invalids, can't think for themselves, running around God's feet, where, give me another Lego, I want buses, I like buses. No, we gotta, this is the misconception that the modern human race is under. That our children, from the day of birth until they declare that first memory, are not aware of anything. Sure they are. They just can't talk about it. That's the privileged side. That's a top secret God information. Just in case there's a callback, a retrofit. Well, son, we sent you out there and you weren't quite ready, we're putting in a bus deflector now. Maybe a big rubber baby bumper on your head. And we're going to put in a Lego filter on your mouth so you can't swallow Legos or anything larger than a toaster. So this is the misconception we all run under, just all this. There's only one life, and it starts at about 4 when you start remembering things, and memories make the life, and only what you can remember, and fuck it, think about it. I mean, I remember my first memory. Well, how would you not remember your first memory? I mean, so I remember. I remember some other stuff too, but I don't want to talk about that. So anyway, the first good memory was pulling And I was only about, how tall are you when you're 4 foot? Or when you're 4'3", or when you're 4 years old? 4'3", 4 foot? I don't know, fuck. Anyway, I was short. I was fucking short. But I had Levi's. T-shirt, Levi's t-shirt, tennis shoes. And my dad and I, my stepdad, my new stepdad, he was, well, I guess maybe he wasn't new. He's just stepdad. I got a new stepdad later. I got a couple more, too, after that. But first memory was he and I in the front yard, in the grass, next to the, a mulberry tree. I learned about that later, mulberry trees. They drop these little purple things all over the place and stain your paint on your car. Don't park your car under a mulberry tree. So anyway, he and I went out in front, and we had bought the house. Well, he had bought the house. I didn't have much of an income when I was 4. I was working on it, but, what can you do, It's not an excuse. It's just, that's the way it was. So anyway, we went out there and I got my shoulder under. I was pushing up with my shoulder, pushing on the side. He was pulling up, and we pulled that for sale sign out of the front yard. And we put it on the side of the house, laying down against the house. And now the house was ours. And that was the start of my second human life. Now, unfortunately, if you make it that far, someone or something erases everything, from day one to that day. All that information that was going to, be processed in the little, tiny mind of the tiny person that was going to be, transferred back to the big dude, not accessible once you reach the age, right? But I know it's in there. I got a feeling. I got a glimpse. I had a couple accidents, and when I was before the day when we pulled that side out, you get this impulse, adrenaline. You say, "Whoa, I'm alive. I may only be 2.5, but man, I'm starting to understand some of this shit." Woo! But that's another story. All I got to say today is, so this is part 1 of 2 lives. We all live 2 lives. And what you should think about is, what's your first memory? And do you have more than one? Can you actually remember something in the hospital from those first days? Maybe the day you were born? Can you remember? Maybe you can, maybe you can't. But it's something to think about. Now that you're thinking about it, you're probably thinking, well, maybe I can. Oh. But I know you can remember the first thing in your second life, second part of our life. So mine was a sign, pulling a sign out of the front yard, the for sale sign, throwing it on the side of the house. And then I think we picked some plums or something off the tree in the backyard. What was yours? What was your first memory?